Hey everybody, what's going on? Kyle here with another guitar lesson, and today we're doing A Sky Full of Stars. These chords will work for the album version as well as any live acoustic versions, same exact thing. So starting off with the tuning, you have standard tuning luckily for this song, so it's E, A, D, G, B, E. You do have a capo though on the 2nd fret. If you don't have one, you just have to move all the chords down 2 frets. You can play it with like that and it will sound okay. Obviously if you try to play it along with a performance or something, it's not going to sound great. So I recommend getting a capo if you do not have one. For this entire lesson, like my other lessons, I will have the guitar chord charts in the upper right hand corner here. I'll also link to the Ultimate Guitar tab that I found for the song in the description below. Just keep in mind there's a few things in there that I do a little differently, but I'll explain that when we get to it. Alright, so starting off with the first chord. We are on the 11th fret of the guitar, but we're because we have this capo here on the 2nd fret, everything is zeroed out. So for example, this fret right here is the 3rd fret. It's actually the 1st fret because of the capo. So moving up to the, what is actually the 11th fret, but 9th fret. So we have our thumb right here on the top string on the 9th fret. This is how we're going to play pretty much all these chords here. It's how Chris plays all his chords for the most part, is he reaches his thumb around like that. So it's something you have to just kind of practice and get good at. So thumb on the top string right here, 9th fret. Then you're going to have your 4th and 5th fingers on the 11th fret of the next 2 strings. So 9, 11, 11. And then finally on the G string right here, you're going to have your pointer finger on the 9th fret as well, leaving the bottom 2 strings open. So all these chords are played pretty much with the top 4 strings, that's it. So once again, 9, 11, 11, 9, and that is a C sharp minor chord. From there, you're going to move everything down to the 5th fret. And you're going to change one thing here. So you have your thumb on the 5th, and then your next 2 fingers on 7, 7. And then right here, you have your pointer finger on the 5th. Obviously, that's not right. It sounds awful. So you're going to play your, put your middle finger down on the 6th fret of that G string to play 5, 7, 7, 6. And that's an A chord. Then from here, the next chord, pretty simple transition. You're just going to take your thumb off and move everything down in the same position all the way to the 1st fret. So you're playing open, 2, 2, 1. And that's an E chord. And final chord right here, you're going to move everything back up to the, if you keep this position right here, you're going to move up to the 5th fret right here. Then you're going to add your thumb back on to the 4th fret up here, and add your pointer finger onto the 4th fret as well of the G string. And then take your middle finger off, so you're playing 4, 6, 6, 4. That's a G sharp minor chord. So those chords together. Keep repeating that over and over. If you're playing with the album version, the guitar comes in during the 2nd verse, but any live acoustic performances, obviously, it's just playing throughout the entire thing. Strumming pattern, I'm not the best at explaining those. Probably just confuse you even more, so I'm just going to play it nice and slow and pick up the tempo as I go along. I'm sure there are other videos out there that explain it better than I can. So starting off right here, the first chord. So that is that right there. Once you get that down, you pretty much have 90% of the song down, because next is, that repeats the entire song all the way until the outro. And the outro has some similar chords you've already worked with. So let's say we're just finishing up the chorus. So right here, instead of moving back up to that C sharp minor, you're actually just going to move up to an A chord, which is literally just sliding everything up 1 fret, taking that pointer finger off and adding the middle finger in to that 6th fret, So A chord, 5, 7, 7, 6. So this is that outro right there where the guitar kind of picks up before the, Your Sky Full of Stars, that part. So we have that right there, the first chord. The next chord, you're going to slide everything, keep the same positioning, just slide it up 2 frets. So right now you're at 5, 7, 7, 6. You're going to move up to 7, 9, 9, 8. And for the sake of this video, we're going to call this a B chord. I'm not sure if that's exactly what it is, but just know that if I say B, I'm talking about this chord right here. So A, B, and then third chord, you're actually just going to move up to the first chord you played, the C sharp minor. And then for the fourth and final chord, you're going to play an E chord, but instead of playing it lower down here, you're actually going to play it an octave higher. So right here, you're on the C sharp minor, you're going to move up to 12, 14, 14, 13. Now you'll see here that I'm playing the top string with my pointer finger this time, as I can't reach around right there with the thumb. So once again, 12, 14, 14, 13. That's an E chord. If you have a hard time reaching up here, you can just play the E chord down here as well and be the same exact thing. So either you can do this, or you can do this. Obviously it sounds better if you go higher, but if you can't do it, that'll work just fine. You'll notice there too, something changed. The third chord you play, you're actually going to hold it for an extra 2 beats. So if we're counting off 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So on that 3 and 4 is when you move up to that chord right there. Alright, so that is Sky Full of Stars right there. Hopefully that wasn't too confusing or anything. I will leave a link, like I said, to the tabs in the description below if you want to check those out. I will also leave a link to my guitar and piano cover, as well as my piano lesson for the song, and my other piano lesson for the live outro I do. It's not exactly accurate to what Chris plays. It's kind of something I made up myself. So if you're interested in that, go ahead and check those out. Those will be in the description below as well as at the end of the video. So that's it for this lesson. Thank you guys for watching. Be sure to keep an eye out here on YouTube for my community posts. You can also follow me on Twitter if you'd like, at Coldplay KV, if you want to stay up to date with upcoming lessons or make any requests. As always, guys, thank you for watching. I really do appreciate it, and I'll see you in the next video.